Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Are you holding on to like a pre-Lego set?
This is the first Lego set that was ever made. This is made before Legos were made. This is the Kitty Craft set number 00, and it was actually made as a prototype set to sell to retailers. This is one of two known surviving sets of the first set. This was made 5 years before the Lego company ever churned out its first brick. This line was invented and created by a man named Hilary Page, and his company in England was called Kitty Craft, right there. And he started making these bricks, and he patented them in Britain and a few other countries. And this is one of two surviving sets of set number 00, the very first set that was ever made. That became what is now Lego toys. And he manufactured these, and he tried to license the design. I'm going to hold one of the bricks up so you can see it up close. I'm being very cautious not to drop this set. This set's very precious. Here, does that base plate look familiar to you?
Are those pieces also interlockable with today's bricks?
Oh yeah, they work just fine with today's bricks. And
That's amazing.
Except you turn it over, and you'll see on the bottom, I don't know if the quality is good enough.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Kitty Craft self-locking building bricks.
Probably a mirror image. And it was patented. There was actually a patent to prove when he invented it. Made in England. Sorry it's reversed, guys. And right at the bottom, here is the creator's name, and it says it's a Hilary Page design. I'm trying to turn it so you can see it.
I can see it. I can make it out.
And this is a base plate, and these are the original bricks. Now the original bricks, I think you'll recognize that, have little slots on the sides because the doors and windows at this time period were designed like this. I'm pulling out a door and a window right now. It's very difficult to get them out of this set because the set, like the cardboard and plastic, has shrunk over the years. This set is also worth untold amount of money. Here's one of the original little doors that went with it, and they slid into those slots.
You can see it notched too, yeah.
Yeah, so what happened is Hilary Page invented this line, and he presented them to the Lego company saying, hey, want to make this building line? And they turned it down, but they kept samples and the source of the machinery that makes them. So what happened is that Hilary Page left them in Denmark with the company, which really wasn't Lego at the time. See, now people at Lego will refute this, but I have an awful lot of evidence to the contrary, that they had abandoned the name Lego for their toy line years earlier, and they were called Christensen Workshops. And I have some catalogs from their company showing they made buckets, mops, and brooms, right? So they left this set there, and they said, oh, heck with Hilary and his patent. He didn't patent them in Denmark. Let's make them. So they actually copied them exactly as self-binding bricks. Now, my original set of Lego #1 self-binding bricks, I didn't know I was doing this tonight, is actually sitting in my home in a safe because that set is the finest, perfect one left in the world. There are probably 3 known sets, and I have a perfect set. But this set I consider to be far rarer, and it just happened to be here, and I wanted to show it. So, but now this moves along. The history of this building toy moves along a little bit from this point. This is what people call set #1, which is a mistake. This does say set #1. This is the box it came in. This is Kitty Craft set #1, and it came in a very deep box, and it came with a lot of pieces in it. What's interesting is this, of course, is probably one of the few surviving sets of set #1. Very few of these. And they came with all kinds of stuff inside. And their instructions were cards. I have a complete set of the cards. Too bad they're a mirror image, I'm sorry. And they came with these little boxes to hold the different styles, so you could like sort out your little bricks when you bought them. So they came in these little boxes, so you could put the red bricks or whatever. And now there's a lot of original Lego bricks in here. The Lego ones worked with them, and it's hard to tell the difference. They actually didn't say the word Lego on them, actually, for probably 6 years after they started manufacturing. How they say Lego on the top of each little set. Now I'm going to move over to a set that's a little newer. And there's a reason why. I'm going to start going ahead in time a little bit. So what happened is Hilary Page presented this to Lego toy. Now Lego started marketing these in all the countries he did not patent. Every country Hilary Page did not patent them in, he began to market them. So he was selling them into Canada, Denmark, Sweden, Norway. And they were spreading around the world. They were patented in the USA, so he couldn't sell them here. Well, the Kitty Craft toy company started to fall into hard financial times. I'm sorry, I got light coming in the window. That's why I'm so lit up here.
Yeah, I think I'm looking whiter than you, though, Michael. Right?
Yeah, I know. But Hillary Page got very despondent because here's a company making millions and millions of dollars on his design. They won't let him get any royalties, no licensing, and he committed suicide. He actually committed suicide. And a short time later, the Lego toy company bought all the residual rights to his bricks from the estate and buried it in history.
Wow.
It was obscured to history. And there was a lawsuit that happened where the Lego toy company tried to register as a trademark the 8-stud brick. They wanted to register this design as a trademark so no one else in the world can make an 8-stud brick. That was about 4 years ago. So I had the only surviving samples of the original sets, and I supplied hundreds and hundreds of documents and original toys to show that they ripped this guy off. And now it's a part of the true history of what happened to Lego toys. Wow. I'm not saying they're a bad company today. I think they're a wonderful company today. Oh, somebody says this is boring. I love trolls like that. That's why I call failed trolls. But
they were never given Lego as a child. That's their problem.
Yes. Well,
they just lack imagination, that's all.
No, I don't mind failed trolls. I actually like trolls. A lot of my trolls that come over here. What was that, a foghorn?
That was a buzz.
That was my phone, sorry.
Now, there's a lot to Lego and the Lego name too. They hadn't made any plastic toys up to Legos. They'd made wooden toys, and they really abandoned them. I have catalogs the company made in the 30s. You could see where they stopped making the pole toys and the duckies and everything. And they were making a lot of shovels and brooms, all little wooden crap things. And they sort of abandoned the name. So now they've ripped this guy off, which, nobody was there. Nobody can confirm what happened. I have the only evidence really that survived. So they said, now we're going to bring these things into the United States. We want to market these in America. Well, geez, that's too bad considering Hillary Page ripped off somebody earlier called American Plastic Bricks. Look at the company that made them. I'm sorry, it's backwards. It's Elgo. These bricks are called Elgos. So Lego's thinking, hey, we used to call our toys Lego. Let's go to America and market them as Lego, and people will mistake it for Elgo. Of course, that didn't escape the Elgo manufacturing company. Now here, I'll show you what Elgos look like. Elgos are just about the same exact damn thing.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
And they built houses that look virtually the same. Here's Elgos from about 1948. I'm sorry the image is reversed. Look, by the Elgo Plastic Company. This can of American Plastic Bricks was actually made about 5 years before Hillary Page even made his first design. So Who copied who? These didn't have slots, and you might recognize the windows working exactly like the Lego windows.
Yeah, today.
Page had to put the slots in the side because he couldn't use the system because it was patented. It was a patented system that he could not copy.
Oh.
So that's why his bricks were different. And you can see if I hold up a handful of these bricks, they're almost identical to Hillary Page's design. See, but they have skinnier studs.
Yeah, studs look smaller.
Yeah, so now there's this company called American Plastic Bricks. They used to make these out of wood. And I don't want to bring the wood set. I have one perfect wood set upstairs. The wooden ones are really rare. And they actually made these out of wood with drilled holes with little wooden pegs. So they actually existed in the 20s as wood. But moving along up into modern times, I'm going to bring you up here. These pre-existed. These are earlier than Elgos. This is a different company called Town and Country Building Blocks. Yeah, let me turn the top so you can see it. I'm sorry that the image is backwards. But I think if you take a look at the pictures, you might see something kind of familiar about them. What's interesting about the Town and Country ones is the wooden ones were well known, the little wooden ones that were being made. So Town and Country set was the first plastic bricks. These are from about 1936. These were made more than 10 years before Legos came out. And this is what their studs look like. They're little slits.
Oh, like notches? Yeah, and slits.
Like little notches.
Yeah.
But the set otherwise is identical. The sets built the same type of building, same type of structures, and they had a different method for doors. What's interesting about this set is that, of course, I can't dump them out and show you because I love to play with them. I did a video on, guys, I have another channel on YouTube called The Toy Channel, youtube.com/The Toy Channel, where I've reviewed all these different sets like this to show how they function. So this way pre-exceeds the original Lego sets and the original Kitty Craft sets and the American plastic bricks, because at the time they're made out of wood. Going earlier than this,
It goes earlier?
I've got history here. Going earlier to this, all of those sets are based on the incredibly successful set from the 1920s, early 20s, called Minifigs. These were made in Germany around 1915 to 1928, and they are hard rubber discs that are very, very similar. Oh, for all the people out here that say, how come I haven't been posting videos? I posted 400 videos on my other toy review channel, the Toy Channel, in the past year. And everyone's complaining, you don't post videos. Well, you haven't been looking in the right place.
That's right.
I'm going to flip these over so you can get an idea. I'm going to try to lay them up. They look like candy to me whenever I look at them. Instead of a double row of studs, they have a single stud down the middle.
Strange.
But they basically built the same thing. And the blocks are very... If you try to build with them now, they crumble because they were made out of hard rubber at the time. But you can see here's the instructions. Here's an original instruction book. What's funny is the original instruction books are worth a fortune for these. The instruction books are much, much more valuable than the blocks are. But you can see from the pictures, I'm going to show you some pictures so you can see what they build. Here. Not bad for like 1925. Does that look familiar to you guys out there?
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so somebody was making Legos all the way back to Lego. Remember, Chris, if you never say the word Lego in the plural.
I'm the one who champions that. I tell people and remind them over and over again, it's always Lego.
Well, imagine me going to do freelance work, as an artist, illustrator, and designer at the Lego Corporation. I got corrected so many times. They're the nicest people up there, too. What nice people. It was actually people that worked there that told me the real history of what happened, allowing me to research and buy these toys over the years. Now, what happened now is, Lego toys become very popular, particularly around 1970. And a lot of companies said, wow, this is great. Plus, we know the bricks are in the public domain because all these patents, all these earlier patents and all these styles are all running out. So over 100 toy manufacturers make knockoffs of Legos. Over 100 Lego.
Well, see, I got my first set, it was late 70s.
Yeah. Well, there was another very popular set called Lock Wall.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Now, lock blocks were actually much more popular in the United States than Legos were throughout the 1970s. The reason is they were half the price. But you got what you paid for because they were made out of a plastic called crystal styrene. Crystal styrene, if you've ever had like a toy with like a hard plastic windshield and it breaks easy and fractures, that's crystal styrene. So even though they look a lot like the Lego blocks of the time with the studs and all, but you see how very shiny they are, very, very shiny? They're very brittle. So not only do you walk through the house in the middle of the night barefoot and step on these, they break. Not only do they break, they make needle-sharp pieces. So, yeah, they were half as much, but you got what you paid for. And a lot of parents had these things impaled in their feet over the years, but they were very popular. They were made by Entech called lock blocks, and you'll find a lot of these at yard sales and on eBay for nothing. They're very, very, very cheap. Now, moving along in time to history, I'm sorry, I've got to show you something else too. Remember I told you there are over 100 different building sets that were just like Lego. And remember, this is backwards. This is the set that was called Lino. And this actually is another one that preceded Legos. This is yet another set that preceded Lego. And you would swear to God that was the Lego company. This set's from 1946, so it predates the first Lego sets by 2 years. So you can see, and this looks like their graphics on the Lego sets too. Remember, I have at least, that I can put my hands on here, over 1,700 different Lego sets. I have almost every set that was made in the first 5 years of production. And I think my set is just as good or better than what Lego has in their archive.
Wow.
So I'm sorry to go on. Let me go on a couple more, then we'll comment on some of these. I'm going to move up to another set. How many people out there know what Technics are? Lego Technics and, I know what it's called, Bionicles. Who has Lego Technics, Bionicles, and those sets? Who knows about them?
I know about them. I just don't have them.
Okay, a lot of kids out there will say they have them. They love them. Well, they didn't invent those either. There was a company called Phillips, and I should have another set of these right here. I guess one set's enough. I thought I brought two sets out. There was a company called Phillips Electronics that makes Phillips television sets. You might recognize that logo.
Oh, wow.
Phillips, sorry, it's that. They made a building set called Filoform. Okay, and this is one of the toys that was made from Filoform.
Ah, look at
Does
that.
that look familiar to you guys? Does that look familiar to you? This set's patent ran out, and the next day, practically, the Lego company jumped on this and integrated this into their Lego line and called it Technics. It's almost identical. And I have 40 sets. They only made about 40 sets like this. They're not like Connects. These are actually, it's a building set that works just like the sets did and they made trains like this that were battery powered. They made trucks. I've got all these sets. And these are expensive on eBay. These are not cheap on eBay because so many people collect them. A set like this now is about $50 to $100 in beat up condition. But the bigger sets, like the nice sets, can go up to a couple $1,000. Wow. I have all of them, of course. So we set that aside. I had to bring that up. And again, I will do shows where I'm live and I'll dump out these and I'll play with them so you can see what they look like. I'm going to do more toy reviews. I do tons of them. And the comments aren't freezing. What's happening is there's too many people commenting and it crashes their comment system on YouTube.
Yay.
We're getting a lot of comments out there on YouTube right now. Wow. Now, here's another Filoform set. Thought I had another one. For all the people out there that love Technics or Bionicles, I'm going to try to just hold it so maybe you can see.
Oh, that's by Phillips.
Wow. Yeah, and they're the Phillips people, the same Phillips that make Phillips Electronics. And I will do a live show, maybe tomorrow, where I actually pull the pieces out so that you can see that these actually work like Lego. They're the exact same structures. I compare them side by side in a video on my other toy review channel called the Toy Channel. And you will see that, oh, how creative. It's basically ripped off that when the patent ran out. But there's nothing wrong with that either. I gotta say, there's nothing wrong with that. In business, when a patent runs out, that everyone should copy it, right? But moving along, I can keep.
There's more.
I don't want to. By the way, Chris, do you see how this is being presented on YouTube?
No, I haven't looked because I'm broadcasting and recording myself. So.
Okay, you are in a split screen on YouTube, side by side. And for all the fans watching this, we are broadcasting live right now out of a Google Plus Hangout on a new site called Google Plus. It is the up-and-coming system. It's sort of like Facebook on steroids. And nobody's poking you, nobody's prodding you, nobody's throwing pillows at you, nobody's inviting you to gang wars, and no one sent you any goddamn trees from Farmville. There's a lot of pent-up anger about Farmville. When you have 5,000 Facebook friends, you cannot block Farmville. You can block the application, but people can still keep sending you crap. Mm-hmm. And every day I get like 300. Someone sent you some seeds. Somebody sent you a chicken. Someone sent a tree.
You need new friends. Get new friends.
That's what it means.
So I'm sorry. Let's go back to happy things. Now I'm going to show something to Chris. Chris, do you have a vomit bag handy?
No.
I know it's tough, but vomit bags are necessary with what I'm about to show. This is in stores now. It actually came out a couple of years ago. Chris did not realize this existed. It's Lego for girls in pretty little purple boxes with pretty little ponies and pretty little flowers.
Why would you need some of the bricks look fine. Why?
It's called Belleville.
I'm guessing these didn't sell well. That's just a guess.
No, they sell. They're in all the stores right now. They're in Toys R Us. They've been there for 3 years. You know what it is? Is that guys have blinders. When guys go into a store like Walmart, Right. They don't know where the curtain department is. They walk past it 100 times. They're like, who's looking at curtains? You know, you would never know where the curtains are. It's like you walk past the Lego section, you don't even see that these are there.
But they're cool. They're cool pieces, except for the figurines. They're just like way not in scale.
They're girly girls. See?
But no, but these are great. Look at the flower pot, the lamp, the bed. I mean, these are. Oh, I mean, look at that. It's Lego, but it's like bizarro Lego.
Yeah, but you know something? I bet you would be happy as a, excuse my old expression, he'd be happy as a, I'm not going to say it.
As a clam?
No, I have a much funnier, naughty expression to say, but I think you would be in your happiness extreme if you were sitting at a desk live with a camera, pissing and moaning about these things as you were opening them up and putting them together.
Right.
And we took a set of these. We actually put together like torture chambers with the characters.
Oh my God.
And it was so funny because there's a winch that operates the elevator, but it works great as a what do you call that thing when you put someone on the table and you stretch them?
A winch?
A rack.
Yeah, a rack.
Yeah, we made a rack. Yeah, we made a rack out of it when the characters come apart. So it was a lot of fun, I gotta say.
That's not.
So these are some of the Lego issues. Oh, I got one more Lego issue I could show here that I find very fascinating and interesting. And where is that? Oh, yes. SpongeBob Legos.
Yeah, those are fun.
Oh, SpongeBob Legos are a riot. Did you ever have any of these? You must have
No,
gotten
I
some
did not get a SpongeBob yet.
Oh, well, they had a little problem with the SpongeBob Lego when they first came out.
Really?
And I of course, I had to rush out and make a video about it. And they corrected the error. Look at Patrick's body color, and look at that little legs. I mean, really.
That's awesome. I want that minifig. That's.
It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, really.
He's very well endowed, that Lego.
Yes. They didn't change the boxes as fast. So they changed the component pieces inside immediately when I pointed it out. The original minifigs that have that error now on eBay are like $25 just for the figure because
Really?
they switched fast.
I may have to spend the money.
Or $3 at a yard sale because they're showing up at yard sales and people don't know it's a rare set. So
Right.
all the sets that were made in the first few weeks of production had that error. And well, he does live in Bikini Bottom. They do like dandy cheeks. And Chris, are you aware of the new SpongeBob character that's made regular appearances called the French Tickler?
Apparently not.
I'm not kidding. That's a great thing to name for an old condom.
Right. No, I'm very familiar with that.
Wow.
Yeah, Chris Perlow's so innocent, I bet, about such things. I can tell you something, guys. Geeks get the babes.